Have you ever visited a beautiful place and spent more time looking at it through your phone than with your own eyes? Many English learners, and travelers in general, feel pressure to capture every moment. But what if, for just one day, you didn't take any photos at all? You might notice more, feel more, and even speak more English. Learning through real stories like this helps you understand natural language and expressions in everyday situations. If you enjoy learning this way, subscribe to LingPath and leave a comment. What's one moment you wish you had experienced more instead of just recording it? Let's begin the story. Neela had been traveling for almost 3 weeks. Her phone's gallery had over 1,000 pictures, sunsets, museum walls, cafe tables, blurry selfies, and the backs of strangers walking ahead of her. Every time she visited a new place, her hands went straight to her phone. Snap. Zoom. Snap again. She was in Lisbon now. The city of hills, bright tiles, and the smell of grilled sardines. She had just arrived at a viewpoint that tourists loved. It overlooked the red roofs of the city, sloping down to the sea. As she reached into her bag for her phone, something strange happened. She froze. She looked at the view again. The sun wasn't just shining. It was slipping through the gaps between old buildings. The rooftops weren't just red. They were faded in spots, patched with moss. And the sound in the air, soft guitar music, laughter from a street vendor, the distant hum of a tram, felt rich and layered. Her phone stayed in her bag. She sat down on a bench and looked. Just looked. Around her, people raised their phones, turned their backs to the view, smiled at invisible followers, and moved on. Neela stayed. She watched an old woman open a window, shake out a blanket, and wave to a boy below. She noticed a cat walking along a rooftop edge, perfectly balanced. Something inside her shifted. That evening, as she walked back toward her hostel, she passed a small plaza where 3 men were playing instruments, an accordion, a guitar, and a drum made from a bucket. She usually would have filmed them. Instead, she leaned against a wall and listened. The music moved through her like water. She didn't understand all the words, but she understood the feeling. That mattered more. Later that night, at a shared kitchen table, other travelers were talking about their day. One girl, Maria, had taken 500 photos of a castle. Another had climbed a tower for the perfect angle. When they turned to Neela, she smiled. I didn't take any pictures today. The table went quiet for a second. Really? Someone asked. Why? She shrugged. I just wanted to see things. Not through glass. Maria leaned forward. Was it hard? Only at first, Neela said. Then it felt good. Like I was actually there. The next morning, Neela continued her no-photo experiment. She walked through narrow alleys where the walls were covered in hand-painted tiles, blue, green, yellow. She greeted a baker who gave her a sample of warm bread and asked where she was from. They chatted for a few minutes, half in English, half in smiles and gestures. In a bookstore, she found an old poetry book in English. The owner noticed her interest and read a line out loud, "We carry the sea inside us, in silent waves." Neela repeated the line slowly, letting the words roll over her tongue. Everything felt sharper. She was speaking more, listening more, feeling more. At the end of the day, she sat on a step beside the river. The sky turned orange, then soft blue, then purple. She could see 2 boats dancing in the waves. Her hand reached for her phone instinctively, but she stopped herself. "Just for today," she whispered. As she sat there, a young man came and sat a few feet away. He was sketching the view on a small pad. He glanced over and smiled. "Are you a traveler too?" he asked. "Yes," she said. "But not taking pictures today." He laughed. "Me neither. I draw. But sometimes I don't even do that. Sometimes I just look." They talked for a while. He was from Spain. His name was Miguel. They shared travel stories, small jokes, and the quiet comfort of a shared view. When it was time to leave, Miguel closed his sketchbook. "Maybe tomorrow I'll draw this," he said, nodding toward the river. Neela smiled. "And maybe I'll remember it without a photo." Back at her hostel, Neela opened her notebook. She began writing down what she'd seen, what she'd felt, and the words she'd learned from conversations. The act of writing, not for anyone else, just for herself, helped the memories stick. She realized that not taking pictures had helped her connect, not only to the place, but to people, to language, and to the moment. Let's review some expressions and useful phrases from this story. Just looked, a powerful phrase to describe being fully present. Froze, used to describe pausing, often due to surprise or realization. Something inside her shifted, a poetic way to say her perspective changed. Letting the words roll over her tongue, a metaphor for practicing speech. Not through glass, referring to experiencing life directly, not through a screen. Shared view, a beautiful way to describe a moment of connection. This kind of story helps you learn English in real contexts, with emotion, sensory details, and everyday conversation. If this story made you think differently, like this video, subscribe to LingPath, and comment, "Have you ever had a day where you just looked without recording?" See you in the next video. Tools.